Peraí, só tirar o que é? Aquela que era... Cabeção. Você não tira mais a mão daí. Já era. Ih, já era. Tá batendo na sua mão. Para. Olha lá. entregue para Santa. Chegando ali. O cara vendia um outro.
Ever wonder how the Crimson Fleet seems to be everywhere?
Hello, Captain. Hello, Captain. Captain, do you require my assistance? Travel safely. Travel, Captain. Greetings. Do you require assistance with your items? I will await your next order here.
You know when you're ready to launch.
Ok, mãe.
I have something I need to discuss with you. Sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you. Taking those steps to eradicate the Terramorph threat is essential to the safety of every living thing in the settled systems. You should be proud. Indeed. Leaving that problem unchecked could have made the situation go from bad to worse. I only wish that the United Colonies chose to exterminate the Terramorphs with the experimental microbe instead of choosing this ridiculous Asili solution. Apparently, their decision was based on your recommendation. That was a risky choice you've made. Minimal risk. Are you sure? The Asili solution might take years, perhaps even decades. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking for humankind. That sounds far too risky to me. Well, I'm disappointed that you didn't trust the science. Unfortunately, locking away the Lazarus plant instead of eliminating it adds to the risk. Anything that accelerates the Terramorph life cycle should have been completely removed from the equation. Why take the chance? I'm sorry, but yes. Your decision has denied us any type of safety net. I honestly would have preferred a more scorched earth policy to ensure the end to those horrible creatures. Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. I appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to listen to my opinion on the matter. I'm sorry if I've said anything that jeopardizes our working relationship.
Always a pleasure, Captain.
Orbital insertion completed. Jump complete. Propulsion restored.
Deimos Star Yard acknowledging civilian vessel. Our sales department is open. Please dock if you want to do business.
Airlock integrity looks good.
Should I warm up the engines?
Good day, Captain.
Howdy.
Deimos has every type of ship you need. Except actually ships. You know, the water ones. But that's obvious though. Yes, thank you so much. And just so you know, I definitely will not be drinking this on the job. Definitely not. I hope your Deimos ship has been. Let me see your manifest. We'll unload that from.
Deimos was exclusively... a military contractor. Deimos ships are responsible for countless victories. They're a true piece of history.
No other ship can hold a candle to a day.
Hi, Captain. Good to see you.
Released.
Fazer essa aqui, querida. Fazer essa aqui.
Please hold your current speed and heading while we scan you for contraband. Scan complete.
Landing initiated. Watch your flares.
Modern city walls. Quite a throwback, wouldn't you agree?
All right, we're here. You ready? Because once we get started, I'm gonna be riding your tail till this is over. She stays with the ship, usually. Got a few more years to go before I let her swill whiskey in some backwater bar. There's something you should know up front. I'm a Co. As in Solomon Co, first man on Aquila. That tale I mentioned before, the one I think is connected to an artifact, it's something of a family legend. After Planetfall, Solomon spent years mapping Aquila. And he found a tiny little patch of nothing on his sensors. Kind of nothing an artifact produces. He called it the Empty Nest. Said it was a place even the wildlife of Aquila wouldn't go. Because you'll find a whole lot of nothing. Gravitational anomalies are a little hard to pick up in an area with tons of starship traffic. Not to mention all the electronics from the city and security scramblers that the Free Star or smugglers on the frontier put down. Yeah, the Coast have been coasting on that for 10 generations now. Solomon's always a larger-than-life figure if you read the histories, but if you just listen to a few recordings of the man, he was simple. Just wanted to keep moving forward. Solomon's maps are locked up tight in the local gal bank. We'll be heading there.
It's still under manufacturer warranty.
Yes. Can I get an invoice?
What you need one of those for?
Corporate policy.
Is it? Hey, what can I do for you? I'm sure you can find something you like.
As long as it's written and signed, it could be on a loaf of bread.
I'm not sure if the profit margins justify it.
Hold it. By order of Marshal Daniel Blake, I need to inform you we've got some trouble at Gal Bank.
Folks might be in danger, so you may want to steer clear.
Never a dull moment around here.
I know you. You're Sam Coe. The Marshal will be damn glad to have another Free Star Ranger helping out.
I'm afraid your information is a couple years out of date.
Well, all I know is there was an attempted bank robbery and things went sideways. You'd have to ask the Marshal if you want the whole story. Not usually, but he took charge of the situation because the bank robbers are part of the Shaw gang. The Marshal's had a lot of experience dealing with the gang, so he's calling the shots. It's just behind me on the right. The place is on lockdown, so you should steer clear unless you can help out. I guess that'd be the Marshal's call. Frankly, it ain't going well. Looks to be a stalemate. Maybe a little outside help would do some good.
I doubt those robbers are gonna let us leisurely peruse the Gal Bank vault. We better see if we can help move the situation along.
You planning to tell me your demands at some point?
You find someone we can trust, and maybe we will.
Like who?
Not you. Not one of your rangers. Not these city guards.
Joke.
You need to stand back now. It's a hostage situation. Now please, get back, or I'll have the guards drag you away. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know you. Now please, stand back.
Kilo City at its finest, let's see. A dull moment.
Yeah, I'll be damned. Sam Cole. Been a long time. I won't hold my breath about you. Listen, Sam, just so you know, I don't blame you for how it went down. For the others, though, you might get a different reception.
Thanks. I appreciate you saying so. But I figure some of that reception is owed. Still, I appreciate the sentiment, Marshal. It seems you got a situation. My friend here may be the answer you're looking for.
All right, Sam. I'll trust your judgment on this one. Some folks from the Shaw gang tried to rob the place, but they got spotted by a guard. They took everyone inside hostage, and now they're keeping a watch so we can't move against them. They're using the intercom to communicate. It's a big group. Guys outside the city and run smuggling jobs off-world. They take in all kinds, rookies and veterans alike. Judging by their lack of preparation, I'd say this particular group is green as hell. Probably their first attempt at heist. That should work in our favor. Right about now, they're probably wishing they'd just stayed home. They won't talk to me. Say they don't trust the bad. They want a neutral negotiator. In other words, they didn't have a plan for this, so they're stalling while they come up. All right, I'm willing to allow that. But a few things first. Say what you have to. Whatever they ask for, there's no way in hell I'm giving it. Also, there are lives at stake, so don't get cavalier. Find out what they want, and then report back to me.
Take it slow and steady. Look for every opportunity to de-escalate. You got this.
Hey, you in the bank. I'm sending in a negotiator, so don't shoot.
Don't chance where I can see him. And don't try nothing.
Seems we've got a little excitement on our hands.
You're the negotiator, huh? You think you're just gonna walk up here and get us to surrender? You're dead wrong. It's Jed. It's Jed Bullet. Well, ain't you polite? So tell me, stranger. How do I know you're gonna deal straight with us? I don't know you. So why should your word mean anything to me? Well, I guess you have a point. I ain't buying it. We're staying as long as it takes. Nothing you say is gonna change my mind, so let's just move on. They talk too damn much. Complain about everything. Much as we'd like to, none of us is shot one. We want to guarantee a safe passage to the spaceport and a ship. Drop the hostages off somewhere safe in the city. After that, we'll radio back where they are, and the Marshal and his crew can come and get them. But if anybody follows us when we break orbit, we start shooting. Got it? that got ships. They can give us one of them. This whole damn job's going wrong. They're supposed to be just quick hit, clean and simple, you know? So let's all try to keep our heads, yeah? Because my guys are going crazy in here. I don't know how much longer we can last. What do you mean? Damn it. I didn't think of it that way.
Listas afirmam que essa pode ser uma ótima oportunidade para entrar no mercado de trabalho de maneira permanente. Além disso, é mais uma somatória para o equilíbrio profissional.
Maybe you're right. Nobody gets hurt, we won't have to rot in jail for the rest of our lives. It's up to the marshal to make sure the hostages don't get hurt. Nah, it's too late to back out now. We're seeing this through. You go tell the marshal to get that ship ready so we can all walk away from this thing without anybody getting hurt.
Shaw gangs. I heard every word. He's talking too loud. Fatigue. All that fear and exhaustion are taking a toll. They're not thinking straight. That puts us in a very precarious position. Now you'd be wasting time. Or worse, it'd make them angry. No sense risking that. I appreciate your idea, but there were only ever two ways this could end. You've already ruled out one of them, so that leaves us with only one option. We have to free the hostages by taking out their captors. Problem is, they're keeping me and the guards in sight at all times. If we try to move against them, they'll see us coming. You'd be willing to do that? You've got guts, that's for damn sure. I can't deny that you're right, though. They might not see that coming. Now, I see two ways we can play this. You could ask to see the hostages. Once you're inside, you can make your move. If you're quick, I think you can take them out before they have a chance to respond. But you'll have to shoot to kill. There's also a back door. Most of their attention's focused out front here, so they may not be watching it as closely. This key should unlock it.
What'd the marshal say? We have a deal? I guess that'd be all right. You're gonna need to ditch that weapon first. Ain't no way I'm letting you in here armed. Fine. But make it quick. That's true. If you tried something, we'd take you out real quick. Well, my word's gonna have to be good enough. let you in there. So I guess that makes us even. I'm done talking about this. You got my answer, and it's final. Now go tell the marshal that I want my goddamn ship.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I have two heroes, Solomon Coe and you.
Please drop some of that. I'm hurting just watching you.
Are they safe? That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Those people aren't just citizens of the Freestar Collective. They're like family. We all are. As for the Shaw gang, we'll grieve for them too. Here, you've more than earned this. You got us out of a tough spot. You did it with courage that's not common. As a matter of fact, you might just be Freestar Ranger material. If you're interested, head on over to the Rock and ask for Emma Wilcox. She handles the new recruits.
All right. Now their lives aren't on the line. Let's get back in Galbank, see if I can get those maps.
Baby.
Moving to Midtown is the best thing that's happened to us.
It's okay. I'm thinking I ought to hire some guards.
we must, right? All right. The family has a few different deposit boxes secured in here, so let's look around. Here's a copy of the key. Okay, now remember, Solomon was from an earlier generation, so it's not going to be on a slate. Big bundles of paper. That's what we're after. Jacob. Of course that old mule saw this coming. He's just a bitter old man. Interfering in what's none of his business. You gonna be like this the whole way? Damn it. I was hoping to avoid the estate. Cora's gonna be so mad. We really gotta do this. Can't we just leave it? You're not wrong. And why do you have to be so pushy, huh? Look, I'm done talking. You'll find out soon enough, okay? Let's just get going. Let's get going. To the Co estate. Bye.
Solomon Cole
We'll
really
take it
know
from
that.
here.
Some make it seem like he built the whole damn Freestar Collective by himself.
So you want to come here for a half day?
Everything you see here is a piece of Aquila City's history. Oh, are you a friend of Sam Coe? I do so hope you both appreciate the museum. It's about his family. Most people know Solomon Coe as the founder of Aquila City and the father of the Freestar Collective. He was an astrophysicist who lived on Earth in a place called Wyoming. Solomon was born around the time people first started living in space. Later in life, he designed starships. And when Earth was in peril, those ships helped to save humanity by taking them to new homes in the stars. Absolutely. During the Great Exodus, Solomon came to this world. He named our star Cheyenne, which was also a place on Earth, and gave Aquila its name too. He and some others built the settlement that would go on to become Aquila City, and his descendants still live here today. Aquila City was founded over 150 years ago by Solomon Coe, a scientist and explorer from Earth. Along with other settlers, Coe built the structures you see in the part of the city we call the core. Those proud buildings still stand today. The planet was dangerous, so they built a wall around their settlement. Eventually, they ran out of space and started building outside the wall. Certainly. very well. People are proud of their history here, so we get more visitors than I was expecting. So it gets pretty busy here, especially with school field trips. That is not something I expected to hear today. I assume you're somehow associated with the United Colonies? I've received some odd messages of late. Several that bordered on being incomprehensible. Honestly, I thought it was some kind of strange prank until now. A bunch of gibberish about dire consequences and frequency modulation and genetic reconstruction. It all came across as rather unhinged.
Hey, I get it, but we have to collectively let go of this feud with the UC. And besides, this is really just about a tree and someone who is really attached to it.
Are you defending the UC? I must say, I expected more from a co. Well, I'm afraid you've wasted your time because I'm not authorized nor particularly inclined to release any of our pieces. That includes 100-year-old tree branches. Sorry, but it's staying in storage. Welcome to the Co-Heritage Museum. I offer a brief tour, and I'm happy to discuss the city's history. There are some things I would kill to have. Not literally, but I would pay a lot for. You see, the Coe family lost a treasure trove of old historic documents ages ago. And those documents would be priceless to have here.
Huh. Those old things.
I'll pay far more than anyone else would, that's for certain. Jacob Coe and I have talked at length, and his great-grandfather was a troubled man. He sold off various historic documents to cover debts. They could be anywhere.
Troubled is a charitable way of putting it. Great-grandpa was a walking disaster. He almost lost everything, family estate included. Those documents she's talking about, they're real. We can have a few that survived.
Your father donated what was left to the museum.
Jacob did what? I didn't think charity was in his vocabulary.
If you find any of that trove of documents, I will pay dearly for it. It probably is, but I have to try. Think of the future generations that could benefit from seeing such important history. I hear what you're saying, but I'm afraid it's out of the question. Now you're just trying to confuse me. It's a dead branch, and it belongs to the museum. Handing over that branch is starting to look pretty good. I'm no fan of the UC, but I still don't want anyone to get hurt. I can't believe I'm doing this. Please, return it in peace.
Outside the wall, things get dicey. Hostile are no joke. Even for us.
Amira Wolf at the Low House, Madrid.
Well, well. Sam Cole finally decides to darken our doorstep.
You know why I'm here.
Oh? And what's that? You come to your senses, realize where you ought to be once.
I ain't asking again.
You ain't asked once. Let's hear it. I want you to say the words about what's more important to you than family.
Okay, this was a mistake.
The only mistake I'm seeing here is you. Bringing your Constellation lackey here instead of my granddaughter. Come to help Sam loot his ancestry? You're not getting those mares. Full stop. Full stop. There's only one place a Cole ought to be. And it ain't out there in the starfield doing Lord knows what. Putting our future at risk. Nothing's more important than family. Nothing. Sam had stuck around, he'd know that. You wouldn't be here.
All right, that's enough. Come on, let's you and I talk. In private.
Welcome home, Sam. Welcome home. Make your visit short, okay? It's what you do.
It's good to be out and about. Well, lives get stuffy sometimes. Give me a sec. All right, let's talk options. No. I mean, this is no place for her, okay? The less time she spends with Jacob, the better. I made a decision a long time ago about how my little girl gets raised. And it doesn't include Jacob Cole, okay? Leave it at that. Damn it. Fine. We'll go get her. Just, if there's any other options, I'd appreciate doing those first.
What is it this time? Constellation. Well, that's not your decision, is it? It's Cole property by birthright. It stays here. You don't know what you're talking about. You really believe that, don't you? Maybe you're right. Can't believe I'm saying this. But if it'll get you out of my hair, then fine. You can have the maps. They're in the other room. Here. Key.
Need all of that? All right, let's see if we can find the empty nest. All right, let me think. The way I heard it, the readings he was getting were normal at first, then they bottomed out. And no creature, alien or otherwise, would dare step inside. There. Found it. Oh boy. That's a problem. We'll be fine. Just gotta take a look at what we're up against. First, it's in the middle of the frontier, which we already expected. No problems there, but the usual tussling with alien wildlife. But the empty nest is a cave right in the middle of Shaw Gang territory. Same outlaws who held up Galbank. Criminal groups in Aquila always find a way. But they usually have to keep on the move to avoid the ash. Well, it could just be a coincidence if the cave we want happens to be where the Shaw Gang runs around. But something doesn't feel right. Me too. But there's no helping it. We're gonna have to get through them and the local wildlife to get to that cave.
Have what you wanted, now off with you.
what the stretch needs. We're down on your lookout.
You got a moment to hear about the Low House. It means a lot to me and to others. Good to know there's still some folks who can take an interest in the welfare of others. The Low House is a place where folks down on their luck can get a hot meal and a bed to sleep in. More importantly, they can do it with some dignity. No need to beg, steal. Everything's given with no questions asked and no favors owed. I run the place. Have for years. But to do it, I have to rely on the kindness of others. Trying to, anyway. Look, I'll be honest with you. We get a little help from some other wealthier folks in the city. But it's barely enough. It takes credits to provide for those in life. And I'm hoping you'll be willing to contribute. If you can spare a few credits, it'll do a lot of good. Thank you. I don't know if you believe in karma, but I do. I think you just earned yourself some. Sincerely, thank you for your donation. And if you're serious, I'm drowning in work. Philbone Agricultural Systems feeds basically everyone in the stretch. Bless the Philbone brothers. But their latest wheat shipment is late. I'm not worried yet, but getting there. Could you ask Sarah Philbone what the holdup is? Very politely. We buy it at a deep discount, below their costs. I know not everyone approves of Henry getting more into brewing, but I don't care. The whole family has earned my eternal thanks. This is a huge help. If there's anything you can do to speed up the wheat delivery, please do it. I'll have more work for you when you get back.
I used to be an actuary. Oh, look at me.
É bom ser conferido. Eu ser conferida. É, mas é bom ser conferido. Não, depois dá algum problema aí, já vai atrapalhar.
Their personal attachments become an obstacle to success. If you're here for Weston, he's underfoot somewhere. Either here or at the factory. But please, if it's about that brewing nonsense, kindly leave. They don't need any more encouragement. Oh, sorry. My nerves are frayed. So many people coming and going for the company. Weston, that's my husband. Well, he's never been what I'd call a dreamer or a visionary. He's a practical man, good with ledgers and numbers. His brother Henry's the creative one, but he seems to have lost interest in growing the company. And now all he wants to do is brew beer. Filburn Agricultural Systems could provide the whole of the settled systems with food, not just Aquila City. Seems those two are content to think small. Well, I wish you were the one I had to convince. Well, you didn't come here to hear me natter on. Anything else? Well, there is. The stakes are huge. With further R&D on Intel Wheat, the entire settled systems could benefit. Surely that's worth some less than savory solutions. That's reasonable. Henry's pet project is tied to market perception. His beer, annoyingly, is really good. But if we could make a bad batch, terrible, really, his margins are tight enough he might be forced to throw in the towel. Henry bores everyone to tears about how crafting beer is so much more art than science. It's delicate. Surely it wouldn't be too hard to mess it up, right? My husband put his foot down and hasn't risked our war business on this. If Henry loses money here, it'll only be from his pet project. The next big batch of beer is almost done brewing in our factory. You just need to find a way to break in without getting caught by the guard and tamper with it somehow. Then just wait a day or so and see how the batch goes over at the Stone Inn. Do that, and I'll pay you handsomely. That's the last I'll talk of this. I really don't understand why Weston can't rein in his brother a little. How much are we going to lose on this brewing nonsense? I know, we're late. It's been this whole frustrating episode. Short version, the farming equipment outside the walls needs to be manually rebooted. But the guards aren't going to be able to send people to fix it for days. We're committed to helping the unfortunates on the stretch, but the Ashta are just too dangerous for us to send someone. You're going to do it? If you get it rebooted, I'll get the harvest going ASAP. We can get the wheat to Amira quick. I'll talk with my husband, and I'm sure we could arrange payment. You'd be helping our business too, after all. Just be careful. Ashta are very dangerous.